Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 112 of the Toonami Escape podcast. Tonight we have B-Dubs,
Hello.
C. Kohler,
Hey guys.
and I'm Greg Zeno, as always. And if it ever stops being that, then something's wrong.
I mean, not necessarily.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
That
I
was a
mean,
real
yeah,
vote of confidence
necessarily.
there.
That's, yeah. I mean, that sounded kind of scary for a minute. I'm like,
That was what I was
wait,
going for.
is
This is a
something
horrible
going to happen?
Anyway, we got more news because they announced another show. Attack on Titan Season 3 is coming on August 18th, the same night as Diamond is Unbreakable.
Isn't it also a simuldub?
Yes.
Which is very cool.
Cool.
Like, I liked season 2, but I mean, I think part of the reason we were all afraid for season 2 is we thought it would cover the stuff in some of the stuff in season 3. Just kind of not as
Well,
good as season 2.
that may be a reason some people were. My reason for being worried about season 2 was I thought season 1 was just sort of like I just didn't like
Fine.
Aaron,
Yeah, I mean, nobody
and season
does.
2 didn't have much Aaron, which was great.
Yeah. No, it's just I'm remembering what's because we know what this is going to cover now because you can tell from the art. So
Well, as someone who doesn't know, I don't know what to expect. I just, uh, I mean, I'm gonna not get my hopes up, but
I mean,
you never know.
I
I mean,
it depends on what you want. If I remember right, they either make it to the basement this at the end of this season or next season,
I would hope
or,
they try to
or
get to
somewhere
the
in the
end.
middle of next
I
season.
would hope they try. I haven't read any of the manga past where it stopped in season 2.
Yeah,
I hope they get to the basement at the end of the season.
I honestly, if I remember right, the story arc that's coming up is sort of the main thing stopping them from getting to the basement at this point. So it might be at the very end of this season or somewhere in the middle of next season, depending on pacing and how long this is. How long is this season anyway?
We don't have. Let me look because I don't know that it's been
I know,
confirmed either
you're right.
way.
is season
Because
3 has it been? It's not been out yet at all, right?
no, not at all.
Yeah,
Okay.
season 3 is starting. Well,
We're,
its first episode airs, I believe, on the 23rd.
yeah, I mean, we're practically getting a simuldub here.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Let's see what
If it if
Mal
it's
has to say.
If it's 12, then it's not going to be this season. If it's 24, there's a good chance we get it.
Unless they've like ramped up their pacing, maybe.
I don't think that would work, considering how dialogue heavy this arc is,
Okay.
if memory serves.
Uh, hmm, hmm. um, where is the? Oh, there it is. Uh, yeah. Nobody knows how many episodes this season is going to be. I think
Oh,
people think it's going to be. Everyone kind of assumed it was going to be 2 cores.
if it's 2 cores, then in the second one we're going to get the basement, I think.
That's if this. That's if the pacing stays good.
Yeah, that
Is it
if the
still
pacing stays good, we'll get the basement by the end. But at that point, it's going to be a couple of years until the next one because the following arc, we're still in the middle of it, and it's kind of a train wreck, in my opinion. But there are people that do like it.
is this being produced by the same people who did the last season?
Yeah, it's the same people.
It should be.
Good. I think the show generally looked good, and I liked the music, and I actually liked the characters grew on me in the second season. So if those characters are still around, or some of them, I'm sure they will be. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it. I mean, I'm looking forward to it in the way that I'm like, okay, it's like I'm not excited, but I'm also
Yeah.
like interested.
hmm It's I mean, I don't think the series flies off the rails until after the basement.
Yeah.
Because there's that weird flashback thing where you can't tell if you're in a flashback or not, and like it's designed in a way to give a specific payoff, but for me, I'm not entirely sure that payoff was worth it. Like in my case, I mean, this
Yeah.
one should be okay then, but though.
This is going to be the season where it's like, but what if the real bad guy was man? And they're instead of Titans, they're going to be fighting a bunch of dudes in cowboy hats.
I
think the
actually
main one
like
is
that
named
guy.
Andy.
I'm sorry, I like that cowboy hat guy a little bit. You know,
So yeah,
he's not the worst.
Attack on Titan, but without the Titans. It's kind of like what Walking Dead is
God.
all the time since literally season 1. But what if the actual bad guy was this dude? Isn't he horrifying? No? Anyway, whatever. Super?
Wait, what? One other thing though.
Yeah.
Did we want to mention that music video?
Oh, right. There was a music video.
Nah.
Well, the only thing I wanted to
thought it was
say,
all right.
I didn't. I thought the music was okay, but it's another one of those nonsense music videos. But the weird thing about it was they showed it twice, and they also aired it like during like really early in the block.
Well, I mean, they usually show them twice, don't they?
No,
No?
they usually show it only during Shippuden.
Really?
I think
Yeah.
this was a case where they didn't have any promo or anything to ready to go. So they were like, fill the time with something.
Yeah,
They got to put something there.
that's all I really wanted to say. I just thought it was unusual. We don't normally get music videos, that early in the evening.
Yeah, it comes on during My Hero Academia, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
I was not ready for this early for this level of drugs. Anyway, Super?
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Super Episode 71. Goku dies. An assassination that must be executed. That's, somebody really made the donuts there. With that title.
Yep.
Anyway, in this episode, Goku's kind of extremely paranoid. And that's because
why.
Hit is after him.
I wonder who could have sent Hit after Goku.
To make some donuts.
Well, don't say, because I don't know.
No, I mean, I'm not going to say it.
I have a theory.
I mean, I think I can think of two people, but I don't know.
No, okay, who are your two people?
If I tell you, you're just gonna give me a sound that's gonna confirm.
No, I swear to God, won't say anything.
All right, I think it's either. I know this sounds weird, but I think it's either Whis or it's Champa. But I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot to go on there. But
Tune in next week for the answer to this question.
I liked. I did like seeing the Blade Runner-esque alien world that was in this episode with the green people with long ears and Hit going around and assassinating some I don't know who he was, some kind of mob leader or something.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I feel like Super could definitely have handled better, but didn't. Is like those alternate universes with the alien worlds and stuff. It's kind of like, oh hey, everyone's just hanging out on Earth and everything's happening on Earth, even though we've confirmed that we have all these alternate universes and we have an entire universe full of characters we already know that we never go visit.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, it was totally different from the rest of the show. So that was cool.
Yeah.
I can't hear Hit speak, though, anymore without hearing Jotaro.
Mm-hmm. Also, it's going to become pretty... Nothing. Anyway. So yeah, I don't remember actually much of the Goku being paranoid stuff other than... I knew you were there the whole time.
Well, someone's trying to kill him.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of unfortunately all suspense is broken the moment we see the preview for the next episode and he's alive.
Mhm.
Well,
Not
I
that
mean,
we
who
would
was
even for a
shocked?
moment think death would stick in this
What?
show.
I mean, they just go get the Dragon Balls and be like, "Hey, can you bring Goku back again? Again? Can't I just give you a Phoenix Down or something?"
Don't you
Really,
guys
they
have to
should-
go get the Namekian Dragon Balls for that?
Nah. No, really, they should just wish for a Phoenix Down from Shenron at some point and be like, it'll
The
save us
fuck
time.
is that? Also, you should say some Phoenix Down.
Rewrite some Phoenix Down. Or an Eternal one that, they can't use up. I mean, just as sort of like, so they don't have to keep bothering him when someone dies.
Well, I mean, I don't think they have a problem with that.
Well, no, they don't. But I'm like, why isn't he ever like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to give you this, and anytime one of you dies, you just use this. You don't need to keep coming to me.
So let's talk about making the donuts.
So
I
I
mean,
didn't know that was a Xenoverse reference, and now that I know
Yeah.
it's a Xenoverse reference, I'm like, maybe you should have not done that.
I mean, I don't care. It sounded weird there. I imagine they'll change it for the home release, but
Isn't this the home release?
It
no, I mean
probably
they.
is.
Well, no, I mean they changed something for the home release after it aired on Toonami before.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, regardless,
So I mean,
what was your? I mean, my thinking is yes. In the moment, I heard it. I went, oh, that's an odd thing to say, but it didn't make me upset or anything.
no, I mean there's people that take Dragon Ball way too seriously, and those that tend to be the guys that are upset.
I guess if you were like, oh, Hit is so cool, he would never say something cheesy like that. And in
Well,
my
he
opinion,
does
I'm like,
talk
I don't know what
cheesy.
he would say. I mean, maybe he thought it was a cool thing
Maybe
to
it,
say. I don't know.
maybe it's an insult in his culture. We don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like, time to punch holes in things. But instead it's donuts.
I mean, I don't think it was a mistake. I mean, maybe the people are upset because it takes I don't know what the sub said. Was
I
it
mean, it
some
wasn't.
Japanese phrase that didn't really work?
It was probably I imagine it actually was just like time to do the business.
Yeah, it was probably something stupid. I don't remember that exchange being important in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
if it
so
was some Japanese idiom, I think they have every right to use an English kind of idiom like this. But if it was just literally Hit saying, "I'm ready to begin," and they changed it to time to make the donuts, it does seem a little well, why did you make him say it like that? But at the same time, even if that's the case, it didn't really bother me. It's just sort of weird.
No, the entire dub is garbage.
Oh yeah.
You stupid gaijin.
You've just desecrated the purity of my anime.
How dare you ruin the seriousness of this Dragon Ball filler episode?
Is this really filler though?
Yes.
well, I mean no, no, it's
Can anything here be filler?
no, it's all anime original, so it's not strictly filler.
Anyway, that's just a side tangent, but I agree
Yeah.
with you, Greg.
I read the manga and it wasn't in there.
Well, this comes first.
That's the joke.
Gotcha.
That is son of a bitch.
No, I'm with you, Greg. It's Dragon Ball. We just watched an episode with Arale. I'm not gonna get too bent out of shape about a little bit of liberty with the dub here.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of one of those things. Really, it's weird, but it's nowhere worth caring about.
Or heck, to even bring it home even closer, in this same episode, we got Piccolo the Grill Master.
That was amazing.
I completely
mean,
forgot about that until just now, and it's
Yeah.
thread title.
Yep.
I
You
am
know,
very out of it today.
you know what the funny thing is? Piccolo is the grill master, but he subsists entirely upon water.
He's a plant man.
Yeah.
He's capable of enjoying actual food if he wants to.
Yeah, but all he needs is like water.
I guess. I like how they're just going so far in the Piccolo is dad direction that he's just like, don't fuck with me when I'm at my
Yeah.
literal temple, the grill. Did
It's
anyone
the
have a
closest-
dad like that who's just like, the grill is my shrine?
I think everyone's
Don't mess
dad
with it.
is a little bit like that.
Everyone's
Yeah, I
dad
mean-
is an onion dad, where it's like,
Yeah.
don't fuck with dad when he's at the grill.
Mm-hmm. To a degree, yeah. I think anyone who's had a grill has had a dad like that.
Anyway, you guys want to talk about My Hero Academia?
Sure.
My
Alright.
Hero Academia, episode 10, Encounter with the Unknown. In this episode, bad guys. Surprise!
The baddies are here and
There
they
are
are
super
attacking.
villains in the superhero show.
You know, I mean, I know I've seen this before, but like, for some reason, I'm just going to throw this out there. Like, I thought the episode was fine. Mineta aside, of course. But I will say, though, that like, it didn't strike me until this second viewing that the villain or the League of Villains is kind of a cheesy title for these guys. That they
Well, they had to. Their second choice was Squad of Enemies.
But yeah, that's the point. Like, if you are, I know I'm reaching here, but like, wouldn't the villains think that they're righteous? They wouldn't like call themselves bad guys. Like, it'd be like if it's like
Well,
if
it's comic books, and in comic books you had
Yes.
like the Sinister Six and
well,
Well, I
freaking
mean, all
Super Friends
Spider-Man-
had basically the
Legion
same
of-
thing.
The Legion of Doom.
The Legion of
Well, well, yeah, I mean, and like Spider-Man, all his villains, they know they're the bad guys.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
it's not like Mr. Freeze where he thinks, that he's doing something good or whatever.
I mean, Mr. Freeze doesn't even think he's doing something good. He just doesn't care about anything except the one thing he
Right.
wants to do.
Yeah,
I feel
like
like
for
these
him, it's
villains
fine.
have
He doesn't care.
I feel like these villains have a goal that is like they think is the correct world or something like that, And
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it seems like they could have called themselves like something that wasn't like. It'd be like if a bunch of bank robbers decided to group together and call themselves, "We're the
The bank
master."
robbers.
Yeah, we're the robber gang. I mean, I don't
League
know.
of Bank Robbers.
Yeah.
The Wet Bandits.
You know what? I was about to say
WET
the
Bandits.
like the League of Thieves or something, but I actually could see thieves doing that. So maybe I'm not thinking this through.
Yeah, thieves, like especially like stylish museum heists.
Yeah, like Lupin.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But I mean, like, he revels in it,
Like we get together at once every 3 years.
You know what?
To have a fancy party and also try to steal each other's shit while we're at the party and everyone knows that's what's going on.
Yeah.
I take everything I just said back. B-Dubs, you hit the nail on the head. They're owning it. They're like, oh, we're the villains.
Well, I mean, it depends on, like, do they know they're the bad guys, or is it like, do they want to change, like,
If nothing
if they
else-
want to change like the world or something, then they're not really the bad guys. They just,
They're
I think what they're-
completely owning society's perception of them.
Yes. Yeah, like they're like, okay, if you're gonna call us villains, we're the villains. That's what you're gonna call us. We'll call ourselves the villains. It's like they're just owning the title or whatever. It makes more sense if you think of it that way. That's all I'm saying.
I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, in this episode, Black Mist shows up and throws everyone all over the place. And Deku gets stuck with Rat Baby, who, in the second viewing of this episode, and probably like the fourth time watching these events overall, now that it's in English dub, it's like, oh god, he just won't shut up. He's so bad. Ugh.
Yeah,
The problem is that literally every line, he can't go he can only go at most one line without being like, and also I'd like to grope some people.
Well, I don't know. You're making it a little worse than it was. He did say it like a number of times, but then there was also just a lot of him crying about like, we don't want the villains to catch us, blah blah blah. And
also, you guys said Deku was crying a lot.
yeah, I don't. I mean, Sue, the frog girl, said it best when she was like, "Are you really sure you ought to be a hero?" Like she said that to him, and I'm thinking the same thing. It's like, dude, I don't think you're cut out for this.
No, you're like a sidekick at best.
At best, yeah.
Anyway, everyone else was cool though.
Yes, she was very cool. Sue was very cool. Deku used his power in a smart way. Deku
I like how
doing
she's
Deku
basically just like,
oh, go ahead.
I can do this cool stuff like stick my tongue out a long time and it's very strong and climb any surface. Also, I can do useless things like vomit my entire stomach out. And just kind of secrete an irritating ooze that's just not pleasant to touch.
And Deku, for some reason, was like, that might be useful. I'm like, okay. But I like Deku being the strategist. That's what he's really good at, mostly. And Rat Baby throwing his little globs. See, it's a good use of that. Too bad he did it completely accidentally.
That is basically the exact same way he got in through the test, by the way.
Yeah, I think so.
He was just like, ah! And it's like, well, all these robots are stuck now.
You know what, though? Then shame on those judges, man.
They have their rules.
Well, I mean, he's got a pretty good power. He's just a dumbass.
He only needed to get it. He only needed to be in the top something like 36 something.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe they were like giving him maybe they're giving him a pass. They're like watching those video screens, and it's like, look at that coward. Oh, he did this. He did stop like 40 robots, but look at him. He's a freaking coward. Well, let's let him into the program, and if he, maybe he'll just flunk out.
Well, I mean, they're probably thinking like, oh, this guy, he's not even trying, and he's doing all of this. Like, we get some courage into this motherfucker. He's going to be a god,
It's like, hey, if he was actually super smart, this thing is like stand level.
Yeah, I mean, this guy could pretty much own the series. You got like next All Might tier dude over here.
Yeah, but did you see his uniform application? He wants to wear a diaper.
We can talk to him about that later.
Nobody can see that he's got a constant boner.
I thought it was so no one could see.
Literally constantly pitching a tent.
I thought it was so no one can see he pooped himself.
Both of those.
Well, I mean, at which point you just be like, get him some brown pants instead,
No, he needs those thick, absorbent diapers that he has.
Anyway, meanwhile,
some of these costumes, I'm just like, what the shit?
Hey, man, some of these guys, they were like, I've had this idea forever. And then they get it and it's like, I have to stick with it because I've had this since I was 5.
I've made a horrible mistake.
Whoops, it's actually dumb.
Well, and before you move on, though, I think I get the impression that the company that makes the uniforms, like, they do have a little bit of liberty to tweak it, because even like Ochako was like, they made the skin tight. I didn't really want it to be skin tight.
Yeah.
Damn it, author.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. It's like some of these, I'm still looking at them. I'm like, no, for some of these designs, the company should have been like, yeah, no, we're not making a diaper. That's not going to happen. Like they should have just been like, it's for your own good, son. Believe me when I tell you this.
It's to collect the blood after he pulls off too many sticky balls and bleeds from his head, pulling into the diaper. It's actually a bowl.
That doesn't make it any better.
I just made that up. Anyway, All Might.
Well, no, I mean, honestly, that guy reminds me of Gold Balls from the X-Men. No, Gold Balls' power is literally he just shoots golden balls out his hands and shit. Like, that's his power, and he became, like, the most famous superhero ever for, like, a week until people figured out he was a mutant, and then everyone hated him because everyone hates mutants.
So, literally, the balls have no other properties other than they're gold.
They're gold, and they're balls, and he shoots them out of his body, and he's amazing. You will not talk badly about Gold
I believe
Balls.
everything you
So is
said
he-
up until the
is he-
point you said amazing.
Is he just
No,
the wealth
he is.
redistribution hero?
No, he just shoots gold balls at people, and amazing things happen.
Do they get shot
Um,
really hard at people?
Depends on how he wants it to happen.
Are they 24 karat gold?
No, I mean they're gold. It's like yeah, I don't know how to explain it. He's gold balls. He's awesome.
See, Kohler, I need you to make this episode titled Gold Balls and find me a picture of gold balls doing gold ball things.
No,
Yes.
I found a good one already. It's like some guys cheering "Go Gold Balls" and he's dancing, and like he just shoots gold balls out his chest.
All right.
Anyway, All Might, he still can't be muscly, so he's chilling out with a mouse or a dog or a bear. Nobody's sure.
Yeah. Nezu is his name, and he's the principal, not the president of the school. I like him. I like how he's very much like an animal. Like he crawls around on the couch and stuff.
Well, that's basically
Yeah.
because he's small and he can't like.
Well, I guess, but he also it looked like he was doing it a little more than he needed to. And I like that he walks in and that's the first thing he says. It's like, "Hi, I'm here. I'm either a mouse or a bear. Who knows?"
Who knows what the fuck I am? Anyway, Ice Guy is very, very strong.
Yes.
Like everyone else is like, "Oh shit, bad guys, what are we gonna do?" He's just like,
Yeah, I don't mind this character. And again, I've seen the next couple of episodes and then that's it. But
You've
I'm
seen
getting
season 1.
Yeah, I've just seen season 1. But I have to say I am a little concerned. I'm getting the Sasuke vibe here.
Well, you should watch season 2.
Okay, I hope so. I hope he's better than that because I'm getting the kind of he's the perfect person. Like, oh, he's the perfect. I hate characters that have no flaws, and he's so far has none.
Anyway, you guys want to talk about Pop Team Epic?
Oh man, I didn't even. Oh, that's right. We're skipping Fooly Cooley. Yeah,
Yeah, of course, because why would you watch that again?
yeah.
Do you enjoy
I did watch
bad
the first. I
shows?
watched the opening scene again. But
Mhm.
Anyway, Pop Team Epic, Episode 3, the documentary. In this episode, everyone's experience waking up in the morning.
Yeah.
I like how everyone was literally just like, yep, that's true. Blanky, no!
it was a really good cut of the opening too.
I
I don't know how they could have done it any better, honestly.
I mean, I guess for a cut. I remember, what was that one that was really excellent recently?
It's a show that just recently.
Within the last year, there was an OP cut that was actually exceptional.
Was it Black Clover?
No, because nobody cares about Black Clover OPs that much.
I don't know. That's like the best part of the show, but I don't remember. I do know what you're talking about, but I can't remember which show it was.
Was it a Viz cut of something?
Was it JoJo? No, it wasn't
no.
JoJo. I think the JoJo cuts have been pretty crappy.
Yeah.
Was it
they're
Naruto?
No, they don't show the OPs at all.
Oh, you're right. They stopped doing that.
So what was it?
Hunter x Hunter?
No, because it's the same one every time.
You're right. Shit, what did we have for the last year?
I think honestly, it might have been Black Clover.
No.
No, but it can't be because nobody was going to pay enough attention to the OP in the first time to actually care when it's cut. Well,
I don't know. I think that might have been it. But anyway,
it wasn't Lupin. Fuck. I know there was some
wait. What was the show that Pop Team Epic replaced?
Pop Team Epic replaced Dragon Ball Z Kai. So not that.
Damn it.
Oh my god, I got to go back into the spreadsheet and figure this out.
Do that later.
What did Fooly Cooley replace?
I don't remember.
It's probably that.
Let's see. I know we kind of put it in the mid. I think it might have been one of the Ironblood. It was one of the Iron-Blooded Orphans OPs.
Yeah,
I think.
I think it was one of those two.
Okay. Anyway, I think this cut was pretty good for what it was. It could have been worse.
Anyway, the major skit from this episode is basically M. Bison is the idol producer.
Oh yeah.
And it was funny because in this episode, the male voice for PP was Norio Wakamoto. Actual M. Bison and Cell.
Oh really?
Well,
I didn't know
they
that.
It was literally the male voices in Japanese were literally Frieza and Cell.
Huh. But what were they in English?
Like
character-wise.
I completely forget.
You're supposed to bring this stuff, Grex.
No.
You said last episode you were going to write this down.
I did not say that.
Oh, am I getting this confused with a different podcast?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't write things down, ever.
How many podcasts do you do?
No, I didn't do this. I was listening. I think I was listening to the...
You were listening to the Showdown, probably.
The Showdown. They mentioned it on there, yeah.
Anyway, I guess this is based on a kind of ridiculous scandal where like a idol group got destroyed in Japan because one of them was caught smoking.
I remember that.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
like the complete opposite of America, where it's like, what do you mean you're not having drug-fueled orgies backstage before every concert?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's this weird thing where a lot of their idols aren't even allowed to date.
Idols are weird.
Yeah, I mean, the whole culture about that is really weird. I think part of the difference is they never had that sort of sex, drugs, and rock and roll thing that the Rolling Stones were into.
I think it's more actually.
I
think it's actually just the fact that the idol fan base is overall extremely possessive and creepy.
Well, I mean, it's that too, but I do think at the same time they never had like a Who going around, wrecking hotel rooms and getting wasted and stuff.
Yeah, but that's not because they didn't think of it. It's because that's just what their society isn't into.
Right.
Like Japan really prides itself on, being more, I don't know what the word is, but like everything's more formal and like
not drug-fueled orgies.
Yeah, they don't do that kind of stuff there. Like you're gonna excel if you do like everything really well and clean,
I guess.
I noticed too. They did the French thing again in this episode, and one thing I noticed this time was kind of funny is when it's animated, it looks like kind of like that really smooth, high frame rate like Flash animation.
I think it might be Flash animation,
and that's kind of funny to me because that's so indicative of like a lot of the shows that come out from France, like Wakfu and these other ones that are animated in that style.
Ironically, not Code Lyoko.
No, not Code Lyoko, but there was that other one too, the one about the girl in the pod racing kind of show. Anyway, but they're animated.
Also a French show.
Huh?
Totally Spies was a French show.
All right. Well, maybe not all of them, but I've seen at least two that were animated in that really like style where everything's super smooth, like a lot of what do they call that technique where tweening, everything's tweened. There's extremely a lot of in between frames. Yeah, and that's just funny to me that so you think that they really do you think this is a skit or that they really got this guy to just animate this shit?
I think I believe he's actually one of the animators. And they just decided, hey, we've got a French guy. Let's use it.
Yeah, there are a couple of, not Japanese guys working at a couple of places.
For some reason, I'm on the Totally Spies Wikipedia page, and here's a passage. In 2013, the show was revived for a 6th season, premiering at an event at the Palace of Versailles.
All I remember about Totally Spies is that one, it was clearly a show that was not anime, that was trying to ape anime.
Anime-esque.
Yeah, it's just like that. It's like those like how to draw anime magazines you see. Like it was that look.
Yeah, I guess.
And then the only other thing I remember about it being is just not animated that well.
Also,
So it not only
a
looked
thing
wrong.
the internet revealed about it is that it basically has every single fetish you could ever think of inside.
Yep.
What?
I mean, pretty much.
Basically every single. There's a bunch of like image compilations going around about if you can think of this weird fetish from DeviantArt, it's in Totally Spies.
Yep. It's one of those things. I feel like every episode was a different weird fetish.
Oh wow. I'd never watched enough of it, I guess, or saw enough of it to notice that.
You didn't have the internet's massive, like, hive mind of dirtiness.
Yeah.
Anyway, Pop Team Epic.
Well, it looks like they got Zonic's letter.
Yeah, they got Sonic's letter.
Too much complaining too much about the parodies. So
Man, the Samba Master really had his heart broken. Man, sometimes there's not a lot to say other than remember that.
Yeah.
I do really like the dancing part, just like this completely.
Yeah, the dancing skit was okay. The other skit with the
Bob the team.
Yeah, what was the animal?
The red panda.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cute! It's trying to threaten me.
It gets giant, and she's like, "It was much scarier than I thought." And I'm like, "Okay, it's not funny."
Do it.
Like the last episode, I periodically chuckled.
This might be one of the weaker episodes, I think. Not that I remember anything about the skits, but last episode I was like, the entire time. This episode I was like,
This episode definitely had like the longest skit, like that we've seen so far, with the whole like Pope Chin and the tame monkeys.
Yeah.
And it's like that went on for a while.
Yeah, there's going to be one in every episode that does that.
Well, this one was like surprisingly long to the point that like they cloned her and everything, and then it took over the world, and it's like all this stuff happening.
And then Norio Wakamoto is voicing Bison again.
Yep.
Also, I liked that Norio Wakamoto was perfect for that car line. It's like, I will kill without a sound. Anyway, I like that things I continue to like about Hoshiro Girl Drop. They have the goth idol group called Devil Volcano. Literally just the Hex Girls.
I'd watch that.
I will. I keep saying I will definitely actually watch it when they make it, and they are.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
honestly, when I saw that Devil Volcano thing, I did think of the like the Scooby Doo movies that came out in like the early 2000s.
Or like even going back further, it kind of reminded me of like the bad guys who would show up in some of those other Scooby-Doo ripoff shows.
Yeah. Like
Jabberjaw and stuff.
I think eventually the Hex Girls just showed up in all sorts of Scooby-Doo stuff.
Yeah, I think they did it.
Oh, what was the show? Gem and the Holograms?
Oh, yeah. They did a revival recently. I don't think it went anywhere. No, but I remember the Hex Girls from that thing with the witch's curse when Velma was really like feeling that dude who was the witch.
I love where this is going.
Yeah, no, I mean she was really into it.
The witch's ghost it was, and it set off.
That.
It was it was after Zombie Island, and it set off the string where it's like, is it really aliens / witches / viruses? No. But then suddenly, here's the thing that actually is a monster.
Yeah, weren't all those like animated movies like that where they were like, well, we're gonna throw out all the pretenses of it. Well,
Zombie Island straight up was that. It was
like they're real zombies now.
And behind the zombies were some like cat demons.
Yeah, I don't like my Scooby Doo with like real pseudoscience.
No. Zombie Island was amazing.
Yeah, no, Zombie Island and Witch's Ghost were good. And I was kind of hoping they'd keep going in that vein, but everything after that was kind of like, meh. Until they did the Scooby-Doo Supernatural crossover, and then that was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Was there a
No, that
with like
that
a
was
werewolf.
top.
Go ahead.
Scooby-Doo Supernatural crossover is top tier Scooby-Doo. I will fight you.
I need
I don't know.
to watch that.
I think there's like
It
a
is
werewolf
amazing.
one too.
Yeah,
all
there
I know is
probably was.
I need to track down the Scooby-Doo Supernatural one, and I need to find the
Mhm.
Scooby Johnny Bravo one.
Oh yeah,
Because
I forgot
that
they did
one was literally just Johnny Bravo shitting all over Scooby-Doo and then just ended up leaving him tied to a tree in a creepy forest at the end.
That was just an episode of Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo. Yeah. I think they were aping that old Scooby-Doo series where they'd have like the special guests, 90% of which
Yes.
were either Sonny and Cher, Batman and Robin, or the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah. The Harlem Globetrotters were like a regular on Scooby-Doo. Like they showed up in a bunch.
Yeah.
To the
I
point
think
where they got their own cartoon, actually.
Yeah. I think that's why they did the thing in Futurama. They just went like, we'll just take the Harlem Globetrotters from the Scooby-Doo cartoon and just transplant them into Futurama because why not?
Anyway, up next, the Harlem Globetrotters versus Vanilla Ice. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders, Battle in Egypt, Episode 44, The Miasma of the Void, Cool Ice, Part 3. In this episode, people continue to get fucked up. Also, Polnareff's alive, because, of course, he's the main character.
Well, I mean, he's alive right this second.
Well, I will say they did not expect him to survive, honestly. I mean, I know it seems kind of stupid in hindsight, but man, I thought they really killed him in the last episode.
I got to pour one out for my boy Iggy. He had a beautiful soul.
They had this scene where, like, you see, Iggy and Abdul's soul like float off to heaven. It's like that's their way of saying, like, yeah, they died, and they're not stuck in that void. They got to go and pass on.
Yep, they're out.
Polnareff really fucks up Vanilla Ice in this episode.
Yeah, that's great.
And he can take it because he's a vampire.
Mm-hmm. Which kind of brings me to something I, talked about in the thread a little bit. Is like outside of Joseph, I don't think anyone has a skill that can beat a vampire.
I think they all have a skill that can beat a vampire, and it's like blow the roof off this building.
Well, I mean, the problem is the sun is going down.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they're still there. So it's like they, if if Joseph doesn't get the killing blow, what the hell are they going to do? Unless he, secretly taught, Jotaro how to use Hamon.
Start planting him with
Hamon. What does that have to do with anything?
Well, I mean, they have to be able to kill him somehow, and he's a vampire. You can't just punch a vampire to deth. Well, I mean, not in this series anyway.
Seems like Jotaro could punch anyone to death to me.
Matt Mercer voice. Watch me.
I will try.
I mean, we've all seen the opening to this show. They clearly punch each other.
Yeah, it's just a matter of can he, deal the damage required to kill him with just the stand.
I feel like I'm being spoiled right now. Are you telling me what's going to happen?
No, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just, this is me sort of wondering.
Who knows what happens.
Okay.
Yeah,
because you're really adamant about this Hamon thing, and that just seems to me like it's coming out of the left field. I'm like, what?
Well, no,
I
mean,
have to do anything?
Well, I mean, it's the only way you can fight the vampires without, like using the sun or something.
Wait,
and
how did Dio die the first time?
Dio died the first. Well, he didn't.
Well, I mean, how did he get beheaded?
Well, the first time it was just kind of a Hamon blade.
Yeah. It was like Jonathan learned Hamon in order to beat Dio, because it was kind of the only thing that could hurt him outside of the sun.
I mean, in part one, it was Hamon.
Yeah.
Just varying applications of Hamon.
Yeah, they basically learned it and needed to use it because it was the only way they could beat vampires.
The way I see it, stands are like better than Hamon. So I would expect a stand to be able to beat him.
Well,
stands are more versatile than Hamon. Hamon isn't very much. Hamon is great against vampires and pillar men and not much else.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like we were watching Polnareff beat on Vanilla Ice, and like he was dealing a ton of damage, but he couldn't put him down until the sun.
So
I'm like watching that. I'm kind of like,
they could just wait it out. They could
The question is, can they survive long enough?
yeah, and
against
I
Dio?
doubt it. I mean, it was pretty freaking dope and awesome seeing Dio in this at the end of this episode, like staring down at Polnareff.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
You've been waiting 44 episodes for this shit.
Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm not even like saying that in like a negative way. I'm like, they have done a good job of building up to this moment.
Yeah, it's like, it's about time we got some goddamn Dio.
And I think the fact that you haven't seen Dio much at all has really helped that. Because people are like, Dio's not in this a lot. But now that you're finally getting to Dio, it's like, oh, shit.
They did enough, like, sprinkling him in every little once in a while, just sort of chilling. You know?
At the same time, I do feel like he was a bit underutilized. Like, if it wasn't I just feel like for this particular part, if it wasn't Dio, it wouldn't work quite as well. Because we have the history, we have the history with Dio and stuff.
I think they did a good job of like making him seem threatening, even when he wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, no, definitely that.
I appreciate the fact that they literally had to go through every single minion before they could even see Dio. Like they even had to go to weird, bullied, I have two faces vampire dude.
But like, and it's not even that. Like it's that, but it's also the fact that like it's not because they had to go through those guys to get to Dio. It's just like Dio couldn't be bothered. Like he's so powerful. He's like at any time Dio could have gone up and just left and attacked this group. It's like to him they're beneath him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's like so powerful, or in his own mind, I guess, or maybe in real life, that it's like the Joestars and his the Crusaders don't really pose a threat to him. But you're right; they did have to go through all his minions first. Maybe he's also kind of like he doesn't want to be bothered with them, so like sends out all his minions. And we did get this guy who I don't know if his name was Loser. Was that his name?
That was the name all the other guys called him.
A loser.
His name is Nuke Saku.
Whoa.
Yep, that's his official name.
It's not Van Halen or something?
No, it's Nuke Saku. He's not even good enough for an actual band name.
Sad.
Real loser.
No kidding.
Anyway,
but he was the one doing the like illusions and stuff, right?
No, that guy died immediately in the first.
Oh, you're right, he did. Well, what the hell was this guy then?
Literally some fucking doofus.
How did this guy get to be next to Dio?
You will see exactly why he's here next episode.
Oh, okay. Interesting. It doesn't seem like he has any point.
Anyway, most of this episode was actually Suzy Q having weird adventures in Japan with her pal Rosas.
Yep. And she's known the entire time.
Of course. Anyway, Rosas has a turtle.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yep.
What's up with where'd the fucking turtle come from?
Somebody in the thread said that like that was from before. I don't remember there being a turtle before.
No,
Like when I saw it, I thought of like Xenoblade 2. I'm like, God damn it, Zeke.
Touching just another man's turtle.
I'm just assuming it's just a pet turtle.
Yeah, the turtle is kind of coming out of nowhere here. Also, Rosas can totally beat up some random Japanese street thugs.
I mean, are you surprised?
The dude looked like a Yakuza.
Anyway, we're finally to the real shit, you guys.
But there's only like 3 episodes left, right?
There are 4 episodes left.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
It's a 4-parter.
Nice.
So we'll be done in
technically it's a 3-parter because the last episode isn't called Part 3, but it is basically a 4-parter.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope they do the special openings that it has in the last 2 episodes. Because
I wouldn't hold your breath.
If they cut them, that would be extremely unfortunate. And I need to actually ask him about that on Twitter and bother him. Anyway.
Yeah, you should do that.
I should do that. Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter episode 103, Check and Mate. In this episode, the king plays a lot of this fake game with Komugi, who is great.
She's very good. Yeah, she's very good at the game.
She's very good at the game, but not so great at anything else.
No, she's kind of dumb.
She's really like sweet though.
Yep.
Yeah, no, she's a very nice girl, but she lives in a world that, like, if she couldn't play Gungi well, they'd have killed her. Like, her own parents would have killed her.
That's really, well, yeah. North Korea.
I mean, it's pretty dark.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the king get pissed off. I mean, I could just tell it's going to happen, that she's going to keep beating him, and then he's just going to get, like, so frustrated.
He is going to have an absolute, like, crisis.
I know. And he won't, I mean, and I know he won't kill her because that defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
So it's just like, can't wait to revel in his, because he's such a fucking smug character.
Well, I mean,
I just want to see him go down a peg.
Well, I mean, he's probably one of the, right now, from what we can tell, he's probably one of the top 4 in terms of raw strength.
Yeah.
And then he's going around just clearing every single game he can find.
I mean, I'm
in
not
like
saying
record time.
I'm not saying
No, he deserves it. He's just a smug asshole.
Yeah, it's like I just don't like him.
It's like, what if Saitama was a complete ass about everything?
Right.
And was the best at literally everything he does.
Yeah. Like, I love to see this kind of character, get knocked down, because it's just like, oh, see, you aren't the greatest, are you, you asshole?
Yeah. And apparently we've learned that Komugi wasn't even trying for, like, most of their games.
Yeah.
Anyway, also in this episode, Moral's getting caught up in some Cheetu bullshit, but it looks like Cheetu's a dumbass.
Seriously.
We're going to have to wait for a while to see exactly why he's a complete dumbass.
Like, they're stuck in this, like, little savannah thing, and he wants to play tag. It's like, why would he chase you around? He's got 8 hours. Like, just looking at that power, you're like, no, that is not designed to force them to play tag.
I mean, that depends on what happens at the end of the 8 hours if you don't catch him.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, you got to. Well, I mean, you got to catch him, but there's no rule saying you got to run after him.
Right.
No, but if you just sit there, you might die for doing nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's right to just like I think he's trying to play mind games. Because
totally.
I do need to see how this ends, so I know Cheetu is being a complete imbecile right here. I just need to know why.
You need to know exactly why he's being a dumbass.
When Moral fucks him up, it's going to be like, oh, of course that's why he's so dumb.
My guess right now is that Moral is just going to trick Cheetu into fucking up his own power. Like, he's just going to like outsmart this stupid character.
Basically.
That's my guess. Yeah. Speaking of Moral, I don't know if he's been talking to Araki, but he calls his power Deep Purple.
Which is awesome. Because it's smoke on the water.
Oh, man. Is that really it?
Well, no. I mean, like, actually, that reference isn't for another few episodes.
He can apparently make up to 216 of these smoke or vape ninjas.
Yeah. Like, his power is, he's got the pipe and he uses it to control the smoke.
Yeah.
Which is his Nen. So he can basically do anything he wants to with the smoke.
Yeah. So basically what you're saying is vapes forever.
Yep. He's got a giant vape and he uses it to fight.
Meanwhile, Knuckles going around rescuing dogs.
Well, I mean, it's what he does.
This guy can't possibly be a good person. And then Knuckle comes in like, I'm trying to feed all these dogs.
and the guy Melorum is like, well, I still don't like him. Maybe.
Crying. And he's crying. You can't.
You can't force me to trust him, damn it.
I hope the next 3 episodes contain just a single scene of that.
Of just him trying not to trust the guy who's obviously the nicest person ever.
He did say that, like, he's like, this isn't going to work on me. Well, maybe it is a little.
Also,
And-
Shoot McMahon has no eyebrows.
Right.
Yeah, I hadn't
Oh.
even noticed until it was said.
We also found out the identity of the Nen Exorcist that the ants have.
Oh yeah, it's that one ant that looks just like a regular girl.
Yeah, like thankfully it's not one of the royal guard, otherwise they'd be fucked.
You'd be super duper extremely fucked.
I think
Yeah.
she ate that thing.
Yeah,
I think she did.
she just was like, nom.
Yeah.
And now I think she's stuck with it for a while before she can do it again.
That's generally how exorcism works, isn't it?
Yeah, you basically, like, whatever you do, you have to take it onto yourself in some way.
Gotta digest it for a while. Literally. Speaking of digesting things, that's a bad segue, but whatever. Black Clover.
Yeah.
Black Clover, episode 30, The Mirror Mage. Kill me. Please. Put a desert eagle directly into my mouth and shoot.
Can we go back to talking about Hunter x Hunter?
No.
No, we're going to
sure we
talk
could-
about this character who loves his little sister.
I want to kill him.
All right, here's my thought on this.
His name is Gauche, which is perfect.
Because he is a gauche.
I thought they were going to take this like as a joke that like, oh no, he's like cares for her in a way that is like obsessive about like protecting her until he said he
Nope.
wants to go on a date with her.
Yep.
There's
And then
also
I'm
the
like,
fact that all the townspeople are like treating him like, oh god, he got out of jail, he's coming for her again.
Like, even the foster mom is like, nope, you can't see her. I'm not going to let you. Like, this guy is clearly a criminal.
so is this funny to people
No.
in Japan?
I don't think so.
Is
I
this a
mean,
cultural thing I'm just not getting?
I think it recently became a thing where enough of an audience just absolutely wants this shit that now it's in everything.
well, I mean, at the same time, Black Clover is not overly popular over there.
I thought it was.
Well, I mean, it's popular, like they were trying to push it, but I think it was more like Toriko, where they're like, oh, this is going to be the next big thing, and then it never is.
Okay, well, let's throw that aside. So this guy came up with this story, right? And he got, I don't know how to say this, but like he's in Shonen Jump, right? So a
Yeah.
lot of people submit ideas to be in Shonen Jump. This guy made it. This guy
Right.
who writes Black Clover, they saw like, okay, this guy's good enough. He's got an idea. We're gonna go with it, right? And even then, like Shonen Jump has editors.
Yeah.
It has people that are like, no, you can't do this. You can't do that.
This just comes down to they know where their bread is buttered.
Yeah. I mean, they figured this series is, like, you take one look at it, you're like, yeah, okay, this is going to be popular enough.
But this seems like this character seems like it's supposed to be mocking that behavior. I'm not really sure because it's a joke, right? They don't. It's not the whole idea that he has a fetish or whatever about this girl that's his sister. Like that's a joke.
It's
right?
not. I think it's they're trying. There's definitely some mocking there, but they're absolutely trying to have it both ways, where it could also be
Yeah.
totally straight.
I mean, that's the problem. We're not going to know until the end of this particular arc which way it's, going exactly.
Like they're absolutely trying to get both sides. Everyone, they're trying to get that group to spend their money on Black Clover.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But, I mean, at the same time, it's kind of like you do have to understand that certain editors are more, I mean, whether it's over here or over there, they are more forceful with wanting changes than others. like some will be like, yeah, okay, I don't know about that. Maybe we can do this instead. Others are like, no, you have to do this now, and that's it. So
Well,
I mean, maybe
regardless,
he
this
can,
character exists,
yeah,
and he apparently the joke. I'm gonna act like it's a joke because the other thing is just too creepy to talk about. But like, I
yeah,
think the joke is that this character is like he loves his little sister so much that one day he's going to marry her when she grows up. But right now he just has to wait and buy her gifts and stuff. And then every
okay.
time he sees her or talks about her, he gets the nosebleed, which of course is the anime trope of like,
We
Boner.
can't show a boner.
yeah.
I mean, unless it's
That's the
Hisoka,
worst
then
part.
they
Like if
can.
he didn't have the nosebleed, it might not be so bad, but we all know what that means.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yikes. And Asta, like she in this episode was like, "Oh, Asta, well, he's going to be my husband when I grow up." And it's like, okay, that's okay because that's what like little kids do shit like that,
Yeah,
right? And Asta, like, he wasn't going for that.
no,
He's just like, "This is a little kid. She just says shit." The
yeah.
problem is this adult man who's her brother is like all
He's
in on
like,
this.
I must now kill you.
Yeah. So apparently he has mirror powers. We learn in this episode
It sucks.
he can shoot laser beams.
It sucks.
Hmm.
He sucks. I hate him so much.
Yeah, he is the worst.
I think I've
Yeah.
locked in my top 3 worst for this year already. Like,
Yeah.
there's
This
a lot
guy's
of competition.
definitely in my top 3 for sure.
There's a lot of competition, but
Like this character fails in every way. Like he's not funny. It's not a funny joke. It's not if it's taken literally, it's way wrong. What is this guy? It's not good.
He is.
this guy is a pandering thing.
Yeah.
He panders to a very specific group.
I mean, I'm not even sure how it panders to them.
Yeah,
I
I
would
agree. I don't
think
get
that
that.
I would think that if he was the sister, that would be pandering.
Right. Or like, yeah, it'd be like there'd be a character in this show that is supposed to be like the lolly character. And that's not
Yeah.
what this is.
This
She's
is the
just
guy
some
that's
innocent little girl. The problem's with this guy who is a joke. It's weird.
Yeah. I'm like, why does this character even exist? I hate him.
I mean, literally the only reason I can come up with is we think some people will like that and buy things.
I see what you're saying, but like,
Yeah.
look, I'm not going to go there, but I'm just going to say that like nobody wants to be this guy.
No.
I don't think. Because he's a joke.
Yes, they do.
Ugh.
That's basically what I've been saying this whole time.
Oh boy.
They don't see
Yeah.
any of the bad. If he was a villain, it would be like he's a villain. So, but
Yeah, I guess that's the other part that's wrong with this too, is that he's like everyone's okay with his behavior. Like they don't like agree with it. They're like, well, you're weird, but they
But
don't
should be
also
throwing him in
like
jail.
they don't have well apparently maybe not. Maybe he wasn't. We did learn he was in jail.
I
Should
wonder
have
why.
stayed.
Yeah, that's the question. Why was he in jail? Oh boy.
Why did they let him out? Is my question.
See,
He
that's what I'm
obviously
getting at.
deserves
It's
to
like
stay
where
there.
I wanted to see the face of this editor at Shonen Jump when this character was introduced. Like, what
We
did he
just
do?
don't.
Did he go, "What? Wait, what?"
Oh, great! We can probably make a few extra. We can probably make a dependable few extra $1,000 off this.
Oh God.
I mean, he probably thought, okay, this is some weird side character. It doesn't matter. And then it's like, I'm going to give him his own arc. Like, wait, what? You got to make some changes. You can't just, oh God, it's too late. I can't stop him.
Alternatively,
Unless
great, even more money from that group.
oh God. I hope
Mike,
not.
the accounting department loves me. Anyway, Naruto Shippuden. Naruto Shippuden episode 210, The Forbidden Visual Jutsu.
Kill me now.
I
Oh, by
can't
the way-
believe I completely forgot about Shoulder Face.
The guy has a shoulder face.
I told you the eyes wasn't all. I told you there was more.
No, I read recently that it was like, oh yeah, his power is to basically just be like, actually that didn't happen. It was fake news.
Yeah. No, I mean, that is his power. Is like he hypnotizes himself into making the things that happen to him not happen to him.
All that doesn't even make sense because all he'd do is just die, but then he doesn't even realize he's died.
So his power is that, like, if he can dream it, it's real.
Yeah, it's basically he rewrites reality in order to better suit his own goals.
He's just like, whoops, I wasn't 3 feet to the left to dodge that arrow.
So he's a god. He's a god, literally.
Yeah, no. But the thing is, I mean, almost.
Well, he has the power of a god that he can use 10 times.
Well, no, it's not 10. It's for 10 minutes.
It's for every eye is a minute.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I'm sure he's got like jars. I'm sure he's got like jars full of eyeballs back at home. Just swap them out after he's done.
He uses eyeballs like somebody puts like bullets in a gun.
Batteries. I thought it was more like batteries in a flashlight. Well, I mean, he's got like a whole like.
If you thought my arms were cool, check out my legs.
Yeah, I'm like, no. This is kind of what I'm like. I'm like, why did he only stop at one arm? Why didn't he get the second?
All right, I need to know. I need a spoiler right here and now.
Yeah,
you can decide whether to tell me, but I must know. Does that shoulder face talk?
I don't think so. I think it's it's just a growth.
It's just shoulder face.
I would just love it if it started talking.
Literally all they say is, yeah, we transplanted some cells onto his shoulder, and then it's like,
why
like did the face grow?
Isn't that the faith of like the first Hokage or something?
Yeah, that's they took some of like the cells from the first Hokage, and Orochimaru grew him an arm. And
why does it grow a face?
I don't know, because Orochimaru is a bad scientist.
Orochimaru thought it would look cool.
Probably.
Shoulder face.
and the rest of the arm is just eyeballs.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile,
he's gonna kill Sasuke by making him die of laughter.
Meanwhile, Karin is here figuring out what's going on, but then she just constantly gets beat down by everyone.
Like Sasuke's like, I already knew that.
Oh yeah, that was it. That was the part that was like the ultimate insult to her character. Not that I wanted her character to have any kind of good moment. No. I hate her, but I mean, she was trying to like figure out what's going on, trying to help Sasuke, and then Sasuke's like, "I don't need your fucking help. I know what's going on."
Yeah, it's like I don't give a shit. I already know. But like, I'm a little disappointed that it doesn't seem like Danzo's going to win, because this would be a hilarious way to go out.
I don't know, really. I think it kind of looks like he's winning right now.
Well, I mean, he's got like a minute left, and he hasn't been able to finish the job.
See, I didn't know about the minute thing.
Power on the most worthless shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing, is like it kind of flies by. If you're not paying close enough attention, it feels like, oh, each eyeball is a time he changes, history. But it's like, no, it's a time limit thing.
But I swore they said in the episode that the eyeball will close and never open again.
Yeah, after the minute has passed.
Oh, well, that's opening again. That's not never opening again.
No. The eyeball can't be used again after the minute has passed.
Every eyeball gives you 1 minute of Izanagi, and then it's done.
Yeah, and then you got to swap it out for another eyeball.
Like, he is like out of time then.
Yeah,
basically.
Oh, okay.
He's got like minutes in this show are weird. Some seem to stretch on forever. Others is like, no, that was not a minute. Please.
Anime time.
Yeah.
Namek will explode in 2 minutes.
I will say though, like, if this is Danzo's like big plan to insert a bunch of eyeballs into his arm, and it's taken him like decades to do it, he seems like he's really wasted this power in the last 5 minutes.
Also, if he had more eyeballs, why not just make his entire body eyeballs?
I don't know. It's probably more expensive.
I guess he couldn't get Orochimaru to grow him an entire face body.
Well, and that's the other thing too. Like, once these are used up, he can't make another one, can he? I mean, he doesn't have Orochimaru.
Well, I mean, can he just take the eyeballs out of his arm and put new eyeballs in?
It's literally just that simple. You just stick the eyeballs in your arm where the eyeballs go.
Yeah.
Oh, he did say
eyeball sockets.
He did say he wanted to get Sasuke's eyes.
Why?
Well, I mean,
Why?
probably so he can put him where his regular eyes are.
He'll find some interesting place to put them. Put them in the
I'm
little face
sure.
on his shoulder. Put the eyes
Aha! I have the perfect place for your eyes on the bottom.
On my shoulder. No, he's gonna put him on the face on his shoulder.
And then
That's what that face is for.
then he's gonna start teaching it to speak and like feeding it.
This fucking show.
Shoulder face.
Well, I mean, this guy's got like an entire clan's worth of eyeballs just laying around. You know, because people were like, "Oh, where'd you get those eyeballs?" I'm like, "Well, there were a bunch of dead Uchiha guys laying around a while back."
Yeah,
Like I feel like 100 or two. You know, a couple hundred.
Doesn't have a few Sharingans lying around at this point.
Seems like there would be a
Seriously.
finite amount of these things.
Well, I mean, even if he's only got like 50, that's still like 5 arms worth. And given how often he uses the damn thing,
His power
like,
level ranked by the number of
I've
arms.
got 5 arms worth of eyes left.
Don't worry. Hang on. Let me just swap these out real quick.
I've got 5 eyes worth of.
Arms worth of eyes.
That was arms worth of. Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
That's exactly what it is, though. He's got
Yeah.
5 arms worth of eyes.
Or however the hell many he's got.
Shoulder face.
God. That should be the title.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be shoulder face, isn't it?
It is.
Yep.
Anyway, yep, that's episode 112, shoulder face.
Yep. God.
Again,
Thank you,
if
B-dubs.
it just said, "Hey Donzo, look over here."
I would fucking die.
Hey, Donzo, let me help. Shut up, face.
I would fucking die if it just started talking randomly.
That is an absolute abridged series thing. If somebody had gotten there, it would absolutely talk.
And it had to
No,
talk
like-
like that too. It'd have to be like,
Well-
"Hey, it's me, Shoulder Face. How's it
It's
going?"
me,
No.
Go Snapper.
No, now I'm picturing like Donzo dying, and then like his last breath is he says something, and then his shoulder face replies to him with its last breath, and then everyone's like, "Wait, that thing can talk?
He's just like, I love you. And the face is like, I love you
I
too.
love you too."
I love you, shoulder face.
And shoulder face loves you.
Oh, boy. Thank you, B-dubs.
Yeah. No
Thank you,
problem.
Steve Waller.
No problem.
We'll see you guys next week for episode 113. Good night.
Mm-hmm.